Hey guys, Ruminating Reaper here. So, I've just got done watching Season 3 of Invincible on Prime Video. This is, of course, the latest in the TV series adaptation of the comic series by Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame. Kirkman, of course, also serves as creator of the show, so it is that rare instance of a creator going back and telling their story a second time. The good thing about this season, right out of the gate, is that there is no mid-season break. Yay! Also to note is that the gap between seasons 2 and 3, even without mid-season break, is actually smaller than the gap between seasons 1 and 2. So we're starting to get into a bit more of a consistent release schedule regarding the show. But has the quality that we all fell in love with the first time around been maintained? Let's find out. So following on from the defeat of Angstrom at the end of last season, some big changes have gone on in Mark Grayson's life. He has been working closely with the GDA to test the level of his Viltrumite powers. Meanwhile, at home, Oliver's powers have finally arrived, and Mark, now also following advice from another reality, finally has the chance to make his feelings for Eve clear before it's too late. However, following a clash with Cecil Stedman, Mark soon faces the toughest test of his superhero career as Invincible goes it alone. So obviously, yes, with each new release this show puts out, my expectations are very high, just because Season 1 really did set the standard. Season 2 was great, although it didn't quite reach those heights. I am happy to say, though, that once again, Season 3 is a great season of Invincible. So, obviously, I have to make it clear right out the gate, the animation. It does look good overall, the art style is very well done, and there's a certain level of fluidity and energy, especially in the fight scenes. However, it also does have some of the jankiest animation moments this season. There's one moment early on involving some characters running downstairs that really does stick out as, you know, the animators just dragging some PNGs across the screen. There's also some CGI additions that do kind of stick out, but those aside, it does look good overall, thankfully, and it is more than made up, however, by great storytelling. You know, lots of exciting new character arcs that are fully fleshed out and very, very compelling. Obviously, we have Mark, who's, you know, on a bit of a crossroads regarding his career as Invincible. You know, he's got things going on at home, obviously with the emergence of Oliver's powers, and, you know, as he teaches him to how to use them responsibly. And he's also, you know, finally getting the urge to tell Eve his feelings. But he also, you know, has that weight on his shoulders of, you know, of that guilt of, you know, regarding the blood on his hands too. It's all very, very exciting stuff. We also get a bit more depth into Cecil Stedman and, you know, why he is what he is. We also have some great character development for some of the supporting heroes, including Robot and Monster Girl, as well as Rex Splode. A lot of very, very exciting arcs. We also have some returning faces in there as well, which I will not spoil, but it was great seeing some of those characters back. And we also have some new faces too, obviously including Multipole, the brother of Duplicate, who has, you know, used his powers to become a great assassin. We also have some twins from the future, Fightmaster and Dropkick, who call on Invincible for a for, you know, desperate help. We also have the introduction, perhaps most interestingly, of a character named Powerplex, who very much challenges Invincible's moral standpoint. There's a lot of very, very interesting stuff, and it is all, again, as I said, fully fleshed out and really compellingly written. So the emotional moments, they hit hard, but also allows itself those comedy beats as well. There's a very funny joke early on in the season from recurring villain Doc Seismic. There's some great funny moments in the sort of brotherly dynamic between Mark and Oliver, and in perhaps a comic highlight, this season features the best, funniest title card drop of the whole show. It is so brilliantly done. Like, if you have not yet had it spoiled, yeah, you're in for a delightful moment. And again, the voice acting is great. Yeah, Stephen Yeun once again does a fantastic job as Mark, and it was also great seeing him in Mickey 17 just recently as well while this season was going on. But yeah, he does a great job, as a guy who, despite all going on in his life, is trying to do the right thing. I also quite liked Christian Convery as Oliver, who was also, again, just recently on our cinema screens in The Monkey. Sandra Oh also does a great job as Debbie, who has, despite the stress of having two superpowered sons now, has some level of normality in her relationship with her new lover, Paul, voiced by Cliff Curtis. I know comic book boyfriends named Paul have gotten a bit of a bad rap of recent, but this Paul is very likable. Gillian Jacobs is also great as Eve, and you can really buy into her relationship with Mark because her and Yun have great chemistry, even though their lines have been recorded separately in the recording booth. Through their vocal performances, you can really get invested in their chemistry and relationship. Walton Goggins also is great as Stedman, very much still that figure of authority who is, willing to do what is necessary to get the job done. And, in a small role, of course, we also have J.K. Simmons and Seth Rogen as Nolan and Alan. Again, their plot is still very much table setting, but I am looking forward to seeing where it goes. The new additions are great as well. Simu Liu as Multipole. You can very much buy into that sort of anger that has come from his past experiences. And it is really, really funny that Marvel have taken that long on the Shang-Chi sequel. And then he's taken a whole other superhero role while he waits. We also have Sholo Maraduena as Fightmaster and Dropkick. Again, he does a good job, and it is nice seeing him in another comic book role while we wait for Blue Beetle's return in the DCU. And, of course, perhaps the standout of the newcomers is Aaron Paul as Powerplex. That sort of sadness and anger coming from his quest for justice. You can really buy into it. But everyone does a great job overall, though. And the action really hits once again. It is fast paced, it's kinetic, it's full of energy, and it is every bit as brutal and bloody as it has been in past seasons. It does not disappoint. Whether it be early fights with like Doc Seismic or perhaps a standout moment involving a fight with a dragon. It's all super well done. It brings the spectacle, it brings the destruction, it brings the brutality, and it is an absolute blast. It really ups the intensity of the action in the last couple of episodes, especially that finale. Oh my god. I am not kidding when I say that I think this might just be the show's best episode. Absolutely fantastic. It is the carnage and destruction of season one's finale dialed all the way up. Oh my god, it is so fucking good. but it also brings those hard-hitting, devastating emotional moments too. I absolutely loved it, and those little breadcrumbs left at the end of finale have me really excited for the direction of the show to come. Overall, though, season 3 of Invincible is another winning season of the show. It brings everything that we have loved about the show in previous seasons: the characters, the emotion, the violent action, and it does not disappoint, taking them deeper into more, exciting emotional places. Out of 10, Invincible Season 3 gets a 9. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen this new season of Invincible? What did you think of it? What is your favourite season of the show so far? Comic readers, are you looking forward to where the show goes next? And non-comic readers, are you excited for the potential future direction? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.